Well, the new year is here. Of course, everybody is celebrating. And in Canada, that means celebrating reaching a new frontier of depravity. We've told you about the spiritual sickness that has gripped Canada. Canada used to be one of the most Christian countries in the world. Everybody went to church every Sunday, no exceptions. Nobody would miss church for any reason. Well, today the country's only identity is being a more liberal version of America. That means having legal abortions for any reason up to the very moment of birth. Canada has some of the most radical transgender policies of any country. They impose some of the world's toughest COVID lockdowns. And when truck drivers protested against it, Castro wannabe Justin Trudeau invoked special wartime powers to shut the protests down. He even froze the bank accounts of people who donated to the protests, which of course also required spying on the accounts of countless people. Trudeau has banned almost all guns in that country. Well, now there's a new dark element of Canada's hyperliberalism, some of the world's most expansive euthanasia laws. Canada recently expanded its medical assistance in dying, or MAID program, so that those looking to kill themselves don't even have to be terminally ill to obtain lethal drugs. Now you can just ask your doctor for suicide drugs simply based on chronic pain. This March, MAID will expand to cover purely mental ailments as well. That means that, yes, people can kill themselves with a doctor's assistance simply because they're depressed, and the government will help them along the way. By the way, this can apply to children as well. In Canada, mature minors, that means 12 and up, will be allowed to choose to end their own lives. And right now, in Canada, their health authorities are reviewing whether euthanasia should even be easier for children to get. So yes, in Canada, right now, death is a treatment for illness. The country has children's books promoting MAID to children as a healthy and natural option. There's even corporate ad campaigns promoting MAID. Doctors are also being instructed to encourage people to seek MAID, and if they don't suggest it, they're told that that's a form of denying people their rights. That's reality right now in Canada. As a nation, it has given up completely on God in favor of the worship of death. They're targeting children now, saying, yeah, if you don't feel quite right, if you're upset about something, here's a pill, go kill yourself.
They expanded it more, but he hasn't gone the whole way yet. And so now this outside force of federal experts, they're having articles in mainstream news saying, why didn't he finish this? A woman whose son was suicidal, he went in to the hospital. I don't know if he tried to or whatever. 10 days later, they call her and say, your son chose to do MAID. They suicided him while he was there. They're trying to expand it to 12 plus. And they're trying to expand it so if a mom has a baby up to 1 year of age, if she feels there's something wrong with it, she can bring it back to the hospital and they'll medically assist it in dying.
The baby.
A baby.
So we're talking about not just murdering babies now in the womb up until the moment of birth, but now we're talking about after birth, murdering children.
Yeah.
This is so demonic, Odessa. Mm-hmm. This is so evil, so sinister. The 12-year-old, the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old that wants to go and commit suicide at the hands of a doctor, will they need parental consent to do this?
Yes, 12 and up. The parents are supposed to get involved, but no parent is going to say, yes, do it. And we now have these panels where they'll decide. Not only are they trying to put this euthanasia through pretty much for anybody who wants it, from the stories I'm hearing, they're actually pressuring people. They're trying to sell people on it who've already said no. Anything that a doctor says to his patients or to publicly against anything that the government deems as fine can get a $200,000 fine and be put in jail. So that's vaccines, it's anything, euthanasia. There are so many doctors freaking out, but they're doing it privately. All their rights are being taken away. But to take your baby back, and the problem is autism is booming. So I believe that moms who've had it and dads who've had it could bring their autistic child in.
Wow.
To murder them. A politician in the news, in Parliament, said, do you know how much money Health Canada is going to save? We just watched a salary bump double in the year of promoting lockdowns, COVID, and vaccines for these people. So the government's stealing from us.
Probably went to Ukraine. Probably went over there to Zelensky, the transvestite, leather chap dancing war criminal.
Well, they admit that they're sending money there, yes. They are saying, well, if you decide to do MAID, we'll give your family money.
This is everything against what God wants. I mean, I just, these are the times that we are living in right now, and it is so biblical because God told us exactly what it was that we were going to see in these end times, and we are seeing all of it. These people are the devil incarnate. They are Satan, spawns of Satan.